All right, what's tripping your trailer today, Don?
Well, good afternoon, first of all. And remember last week's show, we had someone that called about magnolia.
Yes, I do remember that.
And I said, I am going to find the exact name of the new variety that was released by North Dakota State University in their Woody Plant Improvement Program. Spring Welcome Magnolia.
That's what it's called?
That's what it is. Spring Welcome Magnolia. It is totally winter hardy into Zone 3, which takes us all the way up into Manitoba.
Wow.
And I'm going to get myself one of those because magnolia are beautiful.
They are. They're gorgeous. I have no idea what
that
they are.
is a winter hardy one, and so supply might be a little limited for a few years till it gets widely into the market. But yeah, check locally owned garden centers for Spring Welcome Magnolia.
All right, let's get to it. John, you're up first with Don Kinzler, Lawn and Garden Radio.
Hey, Don, I'm not sure if I screwed something up here real bad or if I still got a chance at saving them. But what I did is I took a 4-inch PVC pipe and I cut slots in them about 1.5 inches wide and then filled them up with potting soil. And I was going to use them as for a strawberry bed type thing. I planted a bunch of strawberries in them over Memorial Day weekend, and they did all right for a little bit, and then they started going brown on me, and to me, they all looked like they were dead. And then last night I looked at them again, and it looks like a couple of them look like they're starting to come back just a little bit underneath all the dead leaves that are there. I'm wondering, I talked to a couple people, and they were like, yeah, you're probably not going to get anything off of them because when you planted them over Memorial Day weekend, it was too hot, and they probably got scorched, and they're just done.
Well, now,
I don't know.
Yeah, it's an interesting concept. Now, how wide was the PVC pipe in diameter?
4-inch.
4-inch. Okay, the first thing that comes to mind is strawberries are water-loving. They love plenty of water. And in a PVC pipe like that, in theory, that's kind of a neat idea. But in theory, it's going to be hard to keep that volume of soil, which is kind of small. It's going to be filled with strawberry roots, and it's going to be hard to keep that with enough moisture. Even if you water it every day, from the top, put it down, they're going to lose moisture quicker than their roots can just soak it up. So becoming brown like that is kind of a response to probably moisture and also heat. It's been a hot so far this summer, and strawberries don't really like that. So it's going to be difficult because even the soil volume is going to heat up versus if they were in the ground. The other thing that's a challenge with something like that is to get them to overwinter because they'll be exposed to more cold. I guess theoretically you could move it into the garage, but that temperature is up and down. So it's difficult to have strawberries in a mechanism like that. But if they're starting to come back, that's good. Keep them well watered. Maybe they'll produce later in the summer.
Thanks, John. Appreciate the phone call. Email says, before we go to a break here, Jay, will you ask Don if now is a bad time to trim on my black walnut and ironwood trees? What the hell's an ironwood tree?
Ironwood, that's a type of tree. Ostraya virginiana, I believe, is the species of that. Yeah, nice tree, beautiful tree. Native in Minnesota and North Dakota, ironwood. That's a very good tree to plant, a boulevard type tree.
Okay.
And, a little bit of pruning. Like if you needed to prune off a lower limb that's hitting you in the head when you're mowing, go ahead and do that. But for most pruning, early spring before they leaf out would be much better.
There you go.
A little bit now is okay, but it's been hot and dry, and we don't want to stress things too greatly.
Don's got a big party he's got to go to.
A pollinator party. Maybe you've seen it in the news.
I saw it on Facebook today. They had something posted up on what the hell's a pollinator party?
When we gardeners party, we party. A pollinator gardener, of course, it's all about our little friends, the bees, that give us our apple crops and our strawberries and everything in between.
I'm trying to come up with a joke off the top of my head for your pollinator party. I just can't come up with one real quick.
How about I'm going to be there?
Oh. I don't even have.
Where good times will sprout.
Okay, yeah.
You didn't say it had to be good.
My God. Forget it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. All right, let me get some of these emails. Then I'll get back to the phones here again. We only got about 8 minutes, so don't wait. Call now. And there they go. There go the phones. All right, email. Don, what's the best time prune a weeping willow? I've got one with a very low, very thick canopy. I need to prune higher to maintain the mulch and mowing and spur more height rather than width. P.S. I was also inspired by the magnolia call last week, and I planted a spring welcome
That's
magnolia.
the one.
Or going to plant one this weekend.
Yep, that is the one. That is the magnolia spring welcome. Okay, so generally all tree pruning is best done in early spring, before they leaf out, with the exception of birch and maple, because their sap starts flowing really early, and if you prune in early spring, they'll bleed a lot.
Okay.
And so birch and maple delay until the leaves have fully expanded. All other trees, the preferred time is before they leaf out. Okay, now the question on the maple, or I mean on the willow, the weeping willow. Okay, I can kind of picture all these hanging, weeping branches. You kind of need to do something when you think about it. It's not going to kill the tree to prune them now. So if you kind of need to mow under or mulch under, go ahead and do some light trimming on the ends of those branches.
All right,
but do it now. Don't wait any longer into the season.
Okay, let me grab a couple calls here. Boy, I don't know. I might butcher this name. Ronnie, you could help a brother out in his headset.
No, I'm curious, Jay.
What I heard was Dakota.
Dakota, is that correct? Dakota.
Okay.
Yeah, Ronnie
There
heard
you go.
Ronnie hears a lot of names that are.
Oh, that's good. My question is regarding peonies. I have a lot of them, and they need to be split. They're really getting crowded. My question is, can I dig them up in the fall and keep them over the winter, or is that not a good idea?
Okay, Labor Day is the time to dig, divide, move peonies. That's number one time for an existing established peony. So Labor Day, September. So the question is, dig, and if you aren't ready to replant, can you keep them in the garage? Try it. I've done that with rhubarb.
Mm-hmm.
It's not 100% sure, but they're pretty winter hardy tough. I think it will probably work. Don't let the temperature, go above freezing, then below freezing, and all that. Keep it at kind of a uniform, and maybe even put them in something like, insulated boxes or something. And it will work, but that's not a recommended way to do it. But if there's no other alternative, I think it will probably work, as it did with my rhubarb.
Then would it be better
but
than
plant them if you can.
If I were to wait?
Absolutely, plant them if you can.
Okay. Would it be better if I were to wait till next spring, dig them, split them, and transplant?
I think that would be the better option, the more certain way, but do it really early before they start growing. As soon as the soil thaws out, then dig and move. I'd be probably, I'd give that a greater chance of success than trying to winter them in the garage. Especially if they're
in the spring. They're well established, but and as soon as you see that little nubbin in the spring, can I dig them?
Even before that, if you can, while they're still dormant, if possible, as soon as the soil thaws out.
Before they nub out.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Dakota. Appreciate it. Mark J. Thomas Show up with Don Kinzler.
Hi, how are you guys?
Hi.
Good. What's
Doing
up, Mark?
well.
I got a question. It's probably not your expertise, but it's on hummingbirds because I love hummingbirds, and I checked the migration or whatever, and I had a feeder out, filled it a couple times or whatever, and I got zero. I live in an apartment. I don't have a lot of flowery plants and that stuff around. Is it too late? Will I ever get them back, or should I just forget about it?
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't know on hummingbirds when they do their migration or come into the area. That I don't know. I don't know that our entomologists. We're going to have them on in August.
August?
Yeah.
August.
And since they're not really an insect, I wonder. But putting out, of course, plants, flowers will help attract them, but the feeders also help.
I've never had any luck with those hummingbird feeders. We put them out in the past. You have one damn bird. Not one. Not one. Boy, attracted to squirrels, though.
But any tube-shaped flowers, such as petunias, with the kind of trumpet-shaped, where the hummingbirds put their little beak in, those will help also. So even a pot of petunias might increase the chance along with the hummingbird feeder. But yeah, good question. I don't know their patterns.
Mark, appreciate the phone call. We're about out of time. A couple quick emails here. Let's see. Don, what tree do you recommend for a front yard in our area?
Well, some good choices. Hackberry is a good one. Ironwood that we talked about. There's a number of different lindens. Japanese tree lilac is a great one. Look that one up. Prairie stature oak, developed at NDSU. That's a great one. Develops a nice fall color too, by the way.
Oh God, you people.
Now I'm curious, Jay. What you got?
This is so bad. I don't even have a drop for this one. So Don is a pollinator party, a singles event only. Oh, good Lord. Think about it. Jay, regarding my palm tree, Jay, you can get a palm tree that will grow on Wish. Funny guy. All right, Lawn Garden Radio. It's brought to you each and every Wednesday by Cheyenne Gardens in Harwood, just 10 miles north of Fargo. Also, Pro Lawn of Fargo. Free estimates. Go to prolawnfm.com. They've been handling my lawn for years, and they do a great job. Also, Valley Landscaping and the world-famous Critter Crumbs. You get them at Max, Tractor Supply, Ace Hardware. You can find them everywhere. Don, how do people get a hold of you when you're not doing this show?
The best way is to email me, donald.kinzler@ndsu.edu. And thank you for all of you that do email me. Sometimes it takes me a little bit to get back to you because I get a backlog. Yeah. But I love it when they mention, heard you on the Jay Thomas Show. And yeah, so send photos if you'd like.
Fantastic. I know we got to cut it short because you got to go to your
pollinator party.
Now, are you going to the pollinator party too?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you're not going to the pollinator party?
I'm skipping out on that one.
You'll have an update for us next Wednesday, right?
Oh, definitely.
Over there? Do they have cocktails?
Well, there is actually one of the brewing companies that are going to be there.
All right, so there will be cocktails.
There are.
Coming soon, lilac-flavored beer.
Oh, dude. Thanks, Don.
Have a great week, everyone. Thanks, Jay.